Hey guys, this is Gardner the Young and I'm Vijay back with a new video. In this video, let's see how to use these kind of weeds and make fertilizers out of it through the Korean natural farming method or Chohan Q method. We are going to do FPJ today. So for those who don't know what is Chohan Q method is, it is a complete farming practice created by Dr. Chohan Q, a Korean scientist. And this is not a very age-old process. This is a new technique completely learned by him from different regions of the world, and he compiled it and made this thing. It majorly uses indigenous microorganisms as the major source of the fertilizer to make fertilizers and to utilize them in gardening and farming practices. And in this method, many waste products like weeds, fruit peels, eggshells, and many other kind of bone meal, such waste products of agriculture industry is being used, utilized, and made into fertilizers. So he had made a complete set for beginning stages to the end stages to flowering, fruiting stages. For different stages he had made different kind of fertilizers. So let's see all of them in different videos, but today we are going to see FPJ, which is plant fermented juice, FPJ, and you can use it at the beginning stages only. So let's see how to use it and how to make it, everything in this video in detail. For making this, you will majorly require some sort of weed. Make sure you use only a single type. You can use any kind of weed. They traditionally used purslane, which is also known as parpukirai in Tamil. I don't know in other languages, so it is known as purslane. It's a weed which is majorly found throughout the world, so that can be used. But any kind of weed which is fast growing and any plants which tends to grow as annuals can be used, and which flowers very soon. It is better if you take them in flowering and stages like this. You can see here, right, buds are there. So in such stages it is better. And I'm having jaggery. You can also use brown sugar, so you'll need brown sugar or jaggery equal in weight. It might not be more than 100 or 200 grams, so I'm having around 150 to 200 grams of jaggery, so equal in weight. And you'll need an airtight container. It can be plastic or ceramic or glass, so you can use. So make sure for this you are using fresh greens and not dried ones. You need fresh thing for making this, and you need not sprinkle water on it. It should be dry in such a way that there is not excess moisture in it. Just the moisture inside the leaf is enough. Not any additional water is required. First step is cutting them down into small pieces. You can use the scissors for this, and you can utilize the roots, flowers, stem, everything for this, not only the leaves. So yeah, cut them into the most smaller pieces as much as you can. This will make the process quick. So today I'm going to use amaranth for this purpose. You can use any weeds, but make sure you're using a single species of weed, because same weed must be used. Multiple different kinds of weeds must not be used, because same plants might have different kinds of chemicals. Okay, so when they ferment and when they release juices, sometimes the juices may react and the enzymes in it might not work on plants properly. So for that reason, what you have to do is make sure you are using single kind of a plant, so that there's no mix up of enzymes and no reactions happening inside. Instead, we are using the same enzyme or hormones in the plants to be utilized. Next, what we are going to do is we are going to take it in a container and we are going to add food for the microorganisms to grow on. So for that reason we are adding jaggery here. You can use brown sugar as I said earlier, and the weight of the jaggery now is just calculated based on mere calculations. It is just a prediction. There's no exact measurement for this. Like, it is just to cover the whole amaranth or the weed you are using to bring out the juices from it. While using this kind of sugar, the juices in the plant will be extruded. So for that reason only we are using it. Is just a rough calculation to cover up the whole plant, and you have to squish it out like this to bring out the juices from it. So around equal in weight is considered to be good. Like if you're using 100 to 200 grams of the wheat, then you can use 100 to 200 grams of the sugar as well. So can you see how it has reduced? First it was full, the container was full, but as we massaged it, as we kneaded it, it has reduced in size and the juices are coming out. You can see it's moist. It has completely reduced in size. You can see if I squeeze, the juices are dropping. Can you see that? Drops of juice is coming out, and it has reduced in size. So this is how you have to squish out the juice from it, and I have some around. I'll add them as well and squish it up, and you have to rest it for some time. For that you have to add a weight so that all the juices, you have to compress it as well. This is a mortar, old mortar rock, so I'm just keeping it as a weight, and let us rest in a shady area for about 1 or 2 hours. Then we'll do the next step. And make sure the weeds you use are free from any diseases and pests as well, and they might get transferred to the plants which you're going to use them on. So for that reason you have to make sure that your plants which you are going to use for making this fertilizer is free from any kind of pest as well as any kind of diseases. Make sure it's fresh, clean, and so good in its structure. So yeah, it's been 2 hours, and why we are doing this resting process is because while kept open like this in an environment which is shady and good, what happens is it'll attract the sugar in it, will attract the indigenous microorganisms around for the fermentation process. So while keeping it in this resting position, you are going to attract the indigenous microorganisms for fermenting, and also some excess of juice is released because of this weight. So in this stage you can remove the weight, or if you wish you can continue the fermentation process with the weight. That's not a big issue. As my container is not so tall to keep the weight, I'm removing it just like that. But if it is there, it's better. If it is not there, that's not a big problem. So make sure it's airtight container, close it, place it in a completely shady area which is not so lit, not so bright. Make it in a darker place. Place it in a darker place for about 1 week to 10 days. Do not open it, just leave it to ferment. So it's been a week now, started making this FPJ. So let's see how it has come out. So it's been a week now and it's looking like this. So it has let out a lot of juice, you can see here. So let's strain out the juices out of it. I use a plastic strainer, an old tea strainer for straining it out. You can use any muslin cloth, old cloth, anything is fine. So you can use this as a green material for your compost. So this is the amount of FPJ I collected totally out of the whole bunch of amaranth, and so this can be stored in refrigerator for about a week, just like this, without any preservative or something. You can keep it in fridge for 1 or 2 more weeks. It should be normal temperature like not freezer. Fridge is good for it. Let's see how to store it for a long term, like around a year or something, in room temperature. I have jaggery. Like you have to use equal in amount. Like if you have this much of the FPJ in volume, then equal in volume of jaggery or brown sugar must be taken. So add that equal amount of jaggery to your juice and just stir it like this. So this is how it will look. Even if you mix it, it won't completely dissolve in it. So that is known as super saturation. So this is how it will look. Even if you mix it, it won't completely dissolve in it. So that is known as super saturation. To some extent only it can accept sugar, this amount of juice. So if we add more than what is required, what happens is for each molecule of water in it, it will get surrounded by the sugar. So the bacteria or any pathogenic organisms cannot decompose it for a very long time. So you can use it for more than 1 year. But what happens is if it becomes more than 1 year, then there will be many enzymes and certain hormones present in it, so they'll get deactivated after 1 year or so. So for such a long time they won't work very well. See, after 1 year or so it will act as a fertilizer alone, but if you use it freshly it will have some hormones present, so that will also work on plants. For that reason fresh is better, but old is not bad. And also there will be many microorganisms present in it as well. And what happened to them is they'll be sleeping inside if there is a lot of sugar in it. So they won't die as well, but they'll be sleeping. While mixing with water, it will come back to life. Not see, after 1 year or so, it will act as a fertilizer alone. But if you use it freshly, it will have some hormones present. So that will also work on plants. For that reason, fresh is better, but old is not bad. And also there will be many microorganisms present in it as well. And what happened to them is they'll be sleeping inside if there is a lot of sugar in it. So they won't die as well, but they'll be sleeping. While mixing with water, it will come back to life. Not how to use this juice. You can use 1 ml of this liquid, fresh one, I mean, without adding sugar to it to preserve it. So that liquid which we used to keep in fridge and store, so that can be used 1 ml in a liter of water and spray it, or you can also give it in root, not a problem. And if you add sugar to preserve it for a long time, then use 2 ml, because we are adding equal amount of sugar to it, so there is only sugar in it than the juice, so we are adding double concentration for plant growth. So during rainy seasons you can avoid using it just because it might cause fungal infections. While spraying, lot of such liquid fertilizers are not good in monsoon season, so you can avoid that. Or if you have given a lot of nitrogen rich fertilizer, you should not give it again. And in flowering stages or fruiting stages, they won't require a lot of nitrogen. This is good in nitrogen, so it should be given in the younger and growing stages of plant, not in the flowering or fruiting stage. If you give, that's not going to become a problem, but sometimes in excess might cause flower drop, so it's not advised to use in flowering or fruiting season. That's all about FPJ. I hope you found this video useful. Thanks for watching. Please do like, share and subscribe.